was phony, I really wasn't connecting, and if I don't believe it, you don't believe it, right? I mean, that's not gonna work, and that's not really me. Hello! Well, that was strange, that was theatrical, it was pushed. I created a wall between you and me, so you're not gonna get to know me, and that's really not me. Hey, hey, hey! That's weird. That's me pointing a handgun. It's very Vegas. It's not me. It didn't represent me, and it's odd. Really odd. Hello? I'm like Nancy Drew. What's in the woodshed? And that's not appropriate for this gathering. It's not right. It's not right. And we're not going to connect. Hi, 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 hi. Now I'm like a turkey. Now I'm like a turkey saying hello. I'm like a turkey trying to gather corns of approval. Now if I was going to say hi to you as a turkey, I go, I'm going to say hi to you as a turkey. And that would be okay. It'd be absurd, but it would be okay in the context of this conversation, which we're not having, because that's what's not going on, and that's nothing to do with what's going on now, and that's not me. Hi. That was good. That was me.
Okay, today we have this amazing woman who, she's a healer. She really is a healer. And I think of this just of the many times that her heart has come out to me, whether it's through her or through her husband or just hanging out, just so real, just so wonderful. And she's a comedian. She's an actress. She's a writer. She is so talented, and she brings so much joy to others. Amy Buchwald! Yay!
Thank you. So glad to be here with you on your birthday.
Oh my God. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I have my leftover cake.
Yay. And what kind of cake?
It's a it was a chocolate chip I can't say it. Chocolate chip bundt cake with cream cheese frosting.
Heavenly. Absolutely heavenly.
It was a gift from my friend Rozzy. Thank you, Rozzy.
Yay. Nothing better than cake.
I know. So how are you?
I'm okay.
Right, I know. Yeah, I know. But if we go back for years back when you were 11, you were in a children's theater company. And how were you then?
Yes, I was good. I was lucky to get in. I was the youngest kid to be brought into children's theater. And I arranged something with my school it became the Urban Arts, where you could go to half a day of school, have your academics in the morning, and then theater school in the afternoon. So I was very lucky that I could just leave and the other kids would watch me go. And the good thing about this, though, for me, is that it opened the door to people who wanted to be skaters or gymnasts and wanted that time to concentrate on that as well.
Right.
So many meetings with the principal and my parents, and you have to maintain your B+ average. And then, I was 11. And so, that's how it happened. And then after theater school, which I was very lucky in that regard, because I learned, you were trained in pantomime and ballet and jazz and modern and acting and improvisation and all these different classes. And then there would be the shows at Children's Theater that you'd audition for. And if you got in, my parents were amazing because they would pick me up at 11 o'clock at night after rehearsals, because I'd stay, have dinner with friends there, and then rehearse. And then one of my parents would pick me up late at night. And
So they were very supportive.
absolutely. My mom was trying to figure out for me, because I was really shy as a kid. I didn't speak to anyone. I know, surprise. And I was very inward. Lots of imaginary friends. Yeah. So she was thinking, how can I get Amy out into the world and have her experience life where she feels safe?
Yeah.
And becoming other people made me feel safe. And so it was an extension of that pretending. And also it was so immersive. My training it really, all the light switches went on, and it opened up so many different worlds for me to connect in. Right. So thanks to my mom, she got me, the audition there, because they auditioned all the kids, and that's how that started, because I barely spoke to people.
Right.
When I was a kid.
So this really, the arts really got you out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Wait, hold on, my phone.
Yes.
Where are you, phone?
I hear it.
There it is. Bye, phone. I usually have it near me, and
That's a nice ring you have, though. So. Thank
you. It's meditative.
Very calming, centering ring. So yeah,
it got you out there, though.
It got me out in the world, and it got me to speak with others, and it got me to expand myself. And also, I learned the rigors and of being in a program like that, and the discipline it takes. And if you want that, you can always not be in it, and you can tell your parents, I don't want to do this anymore. But I really thrived in having this class is here, this is all very structured for you. I did very well with things that were structured, right, for me. So that helped. And
your parents weren't in the arts.
No, my mom is a writer and an editor and a teacher, and my dad is a surgeon.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, I think my mom just kept thinking, what is she going to gravitate towards? And I was and I think that I did so much once that was introduced, and I thrived there. So they wanted to really push that, so much so that they let me go out on tour of like the 5-state area when I was, I don't know, I think I was 13 or 14.
Right after your bat mitzvah.
Yes, exactly. I became a man, and then I went out. And so I traveled with a show called The World of Mother Goose.
Yeah.
And we went to very small towns where they would have our names up on the bank. It would be flashing, welcome, Children's Theater, Mother Goose. And we'd stay in this is unheard of now. We'd stay in people's homes, and they bake, brownies and cookies and dinner. They'd feed us. So we'd stay in these strangers' homes, and then we perform the show for them.
Yeah. And
we leave to the next town. That was amazing. And it was a lot for I did my schoolwork kinda, but mostly it was thrilling.
I'm so glad that we were brought up in that era.
Yeah.
Where it was, where we could feel safer. We didn't think about it.
Can you even imagine? These people didn't know us, and they come see the show, and then you're staying with the Simmons. Each person, had a house that hosted them.
The Simmons.
And it was amazing. I never thought anything of it. I was never worried. No one was ever worried. And it was incredible. One night we were in, I think we were in Nebraska, and there was cornfields all around us, and we were in a motel then, and there was a silo in the middle of the cornfields at night, and we were invited to their big barn dance. It was big soiree for them, and so we would walk through the corn. What is the movie where you walk through the corn?
Children of the Corn.
Yes, but also with Kevin Costner.
Oh, Fields of Dreams.
Yes, Fields of Dream. It was very Fields of Dream because you'd walk through all the corn, and this huge silo was there, and you walk in, and people were square dancing and drinking, and it was incredible. So I had many adventures like that in these towns, and I'll never forget them. So yes, so that's how I started everything,
and that was pretty much the thing that lit the spark, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I wanted to do more. And then I auditioned for a theater, Minneapolis called the Cricket Theater at 16. And I got my equity card then. So that was my first pro job. And then I stayed with that company.
What was the show?
The Trip Back Down. It was about a race car driver, and I played the daughter, and I had a big emotional scene with my dad who had deserted us, and I was bringing ice cream home, and it was melting, and I saw my dad, and
Oh, I love it.
So, and then I just stayed in that company for quite some time, and then at 18 I left to study in London, and I studied at RADA, and then I went to New York to go to school.
And that was the Sarah Lawrence?
Yeah.
I mean, the places you went are, meat, the filet mignon.
Yeah, they were amazing. And I think to be in London at that time too, and at 18, so many adventures and different people that you would meet. I mean, I think too, with all the theater experience, the people you meet and the friendships you make and what you learn and how, when you're doing a show, for instance, you build a little family there.
Yeah.
And you have this little troupe that you're with for quite some time. And it's quite an experience, especially when you're young and you grow up like that. I was very lucky to have that, and to be I feel my real education in acting was watching great actors work with me. And when they're great, it raises your game, and watching them every night do this beautiful work. And I'm like, I would just melt and just be in the moment with them, and that they were that powerful to be so captivating to me every single night, to bring you in. So it's so real all the time. So It's real for you. It's real for your audience, as you know.
Well, and you grow and learn from each other while you're doing these shows.
Yeah. So really just watching these people were.
Now, when did you, I saw that you produced a pilot for television after graduating from college?
Yeah, that was called Loons. It was the first stand-up comedy show, I guess, on television at that time in Minneapolis. I went there after New York, and I got a small amount of time to do it. And I got the University of Minnesota cheerleaders come in and do my bumpers. There was a store called Loons that gave me merchandise. I had a trucking company. I had them sponsor me, so they brought in bleachers for my studio audience for free, and just for their name in the, in the scroll. And I had different restaurants for free cater it. And so, I was in charge of everything. And then I hosted it, but I broke my foot at the same time. And and I was doing it all by myself for this channel, KITN. And there was a little intrigue with that because PBS called me, this woman who shall remain nameless, and she said, "We loved your show, and we're very interested in what you're doing, and we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to do PBS and take the idea."
Wait, she said we're gonna take what you're doing and we're just stealing it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
Nothing I could do about it.
that's
And so, yeah,
this
looms
is like,
aired, and she called hers Land of Looms. So mine was called Looms. But again, it was a great experience about how to protect your work and about producing. And then if you are producing something, you really do, even though you have a floor director and you have other people on board, you're really in charge. It's like if you're a surgeon, you're in charge of the whole operation and the outcome of the patient and who's working with you on the patient and the aftercare. And I mean, it's all yours. And how to do that well and not lose your mind and protect yourself and protect your intellectual property as well.
how
So
would you at that time, if you, let's say if you knew what you knew today, what would you have done different to protect yourself from the other loons?
now the world is so different in terms of legalities and how you do that. I would, as I do now, I have an entertainment lawyer. I have someone who I can consult and they tell me what to do
Yeah.
to protect things and to protect myself from that happening. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, uh, I think, as I said, now it's just, there's so many, I mean, we never had what we're doing now, and thank goodness for Zoom, or especially now during this pandemic, my goodness.
I don't know what we do.
I don't know what we do. But the world because of the iPhone, you have the universe in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So everything's different. Recording your work is different. Uh, the camera is a witness too to things.
Right. It's we're writing a diary every day with
That's a great thing to
this
say.
camera, right?
Yeah.
So I want to go back to PBS, but look at it. There's something in a bright light with PBS. Glinda from the Heart,
Yeah.
your one woman show.
Yeah. That was exciting and interesting. And I co-wrote that with my mom. And so that was very exciting. And my 92-year-old grandfather produced it, and he co-produced, and he would come, in the evening with the flower in his lapel. And my grandfather, my parents are Holocaust children. My grandparents escaped Hitler. Both my grandparents escaped Hitler.
Yeah.
And they're Viennese, and they came to New York, and my parents knew each other as kids, and they grew up with each other, and they became sweethearts with each other, and they married and so forth. But he's a very elegant man, one of the most incredible people in my life, best role model and teacher. And I am beyond lucky that I had such a close relationship with him. We were best friends.
Wow.
At that time of his life. And so that, yes, it was wonderful.
Yeah. Now, so you wrote it, was it about your family?
No, it was about a character who, it was different characters. And it was, again, learning experience. A one-person show had not really been done then. In terms of, you walk in, you see one person doing a bunch of characters, there's a through line, but it's pretty abstract too. And, it's not a typical show that people are used to seeing. So it's very new for the Twin Cities to have an hour of someone just doing this monologue as different characters and different adventures and, all encompassing in one theme, but still sitting through that was a different experience for them. And I changed on stage, and I remember trying to memorize everything, and because it was an hour long. So I would take the tape recorder then, and I'd put it under my pillow at night. And when I was taking a bath, I would listen. I'd put it in the car and I would listen. I was just always immersed in listening.
Yeah.
So, and it was quite an experience to do that, because I was used to someone else with me.
Right.
Someone else had the next line. And so that would lead me also into stand-up, which is a whole nother art form unto itself. But doing a one-person show is again, you are in charge of every facet, and you hope that facet becomes a diamond. And usually that, if you're lucky, that can happen. But for me, it was every night, there's no one else to, you pump yourself up, you're getting out there, it's your focus. If you blow it, you blow it. There's no one else. Well, so-and-so dropped a line, I had to pick it up, and
Right.
it's all you.
Well, I remember when I was, living in San Francisco, this was going to college in the 80s. And there were I guess it started around that time, the one person show.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Aljour and this, and I would love to go to them, but to hear, I saw that and I went, oh, God, I want to see the tape someday. Did you tape it?
We tape parts of it. We did. We taped parts of it.
Good.
I have to find those. But yeah.
But you said from there that you did stand up. You worked at the Improv, the Comedy Store, the Punchline.
I think, my stand up, again, it's very unusual. It's very big, and I tell stories. I'm more of a storyteller.
Right.
And absurdist. Storyteller absurdist.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's where I just can't write a joke, and that's not where.
Is it more like different characters' stories, or one character with different stories?
I would tell a story about my first slumber party, or going to summer camp because I didn't read good. My mom's a Shakespeare professor, so a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Which very, yeah. And so, yes. And stories like that, and doing a long day's journey into night, but as a hamster. So, because Colleen Dewhurst falls ill and her understudy steps in, which is a hamster. And so that's...
You know what? You said a hamster, and I thought, okay, this would be a great lesson. Now do it as a hamster, and then now you do it as a gerbil. A completely different viewpoint.
Completely different. So, my stuff is, I do a thing where I'm a crouton, which is the most important part of a mixed green salad, undoubtedly, irrefutably. And so, yes, so it's just what it is. It's more stream of consciousness, and there's no rules. I don't color in the lines. Comedy. So you have to sort of get in the jump rope with me, and that's the amazing thing about stand-up, because it's so subjective. Sometimes you're just like, wow, everybody's really on board and getting it, and this is fantastic. And then a lot of times it's very quiet in here. It's very quiet. There is just the sound of me talking now, and because it's a back and forth. If you're
yeah.
You want it to be, instead of just you. And
the audience has to trust that you're rope. They're gonna jump with you.
That's right. Got to get in it, and coming, the person that's coming before you, because there's, if you're coming after someone who's just really brutal and bashing women, and that's difficult. And you either, you try not to get angry, you try to just go and do what you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes I have to work on that part of it. So, yeah.
I'm going to throw out a name. See where it takes you.
Okay. Yeah.
Danny Woodburn.
Speaking of which, hey, honey, I'm going to call him in, because I think Danny and I, one of the best things we've done together, besides being partners in life and in love, is writing together. And we've been writing together for quite some time. And I'll move over. You get in here.
Hey! Hello, brother.
What's happening?
That took me back to the 70s.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I have a little piece of cake left. If you want.
Thanks for saving it.
Chocolate chip bun.
Actually, I have 2 more pieces in the,
But this is the new establishment, the new humble abode.
It is. I am now in the family home, which
Now,
is,
has Mom walled off an area for just you? It looks like you're walled in there.
yes, we're all, Mom, you okay
contained
back there? No, I just did this so, you can't see the stuff
Look.
behind the wall.
Looks like our New York studio apartment.
Yep.
But that's not.
Really?
Actually bigger. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I think
You have room for a chair. We didn't have room for the chair.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, we had to just choose what would be in it. I was saying too that I was saying
Were you
as I
saying
was
lovely
saying,
things about
I
me?
was.
Yeah.
So, and of course, as you know, Danny's a brilliant
This is not
stand-up
about
comic,
me. It's not
and
about me.
how we met, and then I'll say what the other thing I was going to say is that we met because my mom said, listen, go check out some clubs in LA, some stand-up clubs in LA. And so I did, and I saw Danny performing on stage, and that's how we met. And he was just amazing. So I was really enthralled and amazed by him, and we became friends. And
Yeah, but she wasn't interested in talking to me. She was
No,
talking to another
no.
comic there.
yes, exactly. And
I was like, I tried to come up and,
have some game.
have some game, and she wasn't having it.
Nah.
Yeah,
No,
but then that switch.
I think the words were, we're talking. I think that
we're
was,
talking now.
we're talking now. I was like,
think so.
okay.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah. So we became friends. I was seeing someone else. Well, yeah, the 3 people else, but and,
You had a couple of
yeah,
folks around the country that she
yeah,
was.
yeah. But you know what, Danny, first guy to be the everything of the everything. So we became friends, and
It's just about persistence, which brings us back to the whole thing about this industry is persistence, right?
yes. And so anyway, we became great friends, and Danny is exceedingly, as you know, romantic.
Then we got married and we're no longer friends.
Nope. We gave that part up, and it's just misery now till, for eternity, because that is the goal. So what I was gonna say after this was that we write together as a writing team, and what we've been working on now, which I'm very excited about, is a show called Gumshoes. And
Well, I like to clarify because
Oh.
Amy wrote before. She talked about her one-woman show, and
Right.
I don't know if she mentioned her play, her musical, which started back in, back when we were first together. A few years after we first got together, she was writing this musical.
Right.
it's called Candy Hearts.
And,
it's a musical about domestic violence.
And once she had written that, she began it as a monologue in our acting class, which we shared back in late '90s. And
Larry Moss.
that teacher.
yeah.
Oh, this is great. You should make it a play, and I'll direct. And so she pursued that. She made it a play, and then Larry was not available.
He was doing Syringatry at the time.
And so she said, I'm going to make it a musical now. And I was like, we just got it done as a play. So
I just felt with the musical, when things are, a lot of times when things are too difficult and you can't speak anymore, you sing.
Right.
And so I really, as you know, David, with a musical, it works on a different part of the brain.
Yeah.
And saturates with a message in a different way when you're singing, and people go out singing the message, no matter what it is with the song. So I really wanted to explore that. And
so before we were writing partners, I was just kind of her editor.
that's true.
Was this at the beginning of your friendship?
No, this was actually, she started writing that a couple years before we got married.
Okay.
But we were already together for some time. Well, we kind of met as she wanted to work on comedy with me, and so we worked on comedy together. We worked on comedy bits, and we talked about comedy structure, that sort of thing. So now we've moved past that. Obviously, we're into screenplays and sitcoms, and
Which brings me to,
we're having a windstorm
we're having
here,
a windstorm
and
here
I'm
that's
watching
very
packing
violent.
material get picked up. And
We have
swept around.
boxes
Yeah.
everywhere. So
There's not a day that goes by that doesn't have a delivery.
it's like in
And
the scene.
are you
with-
expecting something large? Like
Why do
there's-
you say that?
It looks like there's a 4-foot box in front of the house.
Oh
and I
my
have
God.
no idea what that is.
Thank you, David. That's so sweet of you.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's a life-size replica of me.
Oh, that's a big box.
Well,
I've been thinking this, and I keep on seeing the two of you, and it's going to come out now, that to see the two of you, I mean, you're both these two strong figures separately, but when you see the two of you together, also, I started tearing up because I could see this. She's just shaking for my tears. I started tearing up because you could see the love that you guys have for each other. And it's beyond love. It's this. I visualized in my head these. It's like two gloves.
Mhm.
It was like this, and I was just like going, "Oh, I want that someday."
That's so sweet.
Anyway, this is
What-
what.
It's a facade.
You just left an open crystal stick on your desk. That's,
that made you tear up.
that's all.
Well, I think too, you know, Danny is the most extraordinary person. I was so lucky. I keep thinking, you know, you think in your life, because you move, I move a lot. I've moved a lot. And I came out to LA with purpose. And when I came out, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And I thought, why? And of course, right here, this is the reason. But beyond lucky to have met Danny, and he's extraordinary. So
She's just saying that because I've been building things
That's
that have
true.
been delivered here.
If it wasn't for Danny, I
Yesterday I
wouldn't eat
spent-
because he
I
does
spent
all the cooking.
4
He has
hours
built
building a couch.
everything in this house: this table, the chairs, the couch, the light,
The dressers,
the dresser,
bookshelf.
the bookshelf.
I've been building a
Um,
lot of things.
I mean, the alarm system, everything. You name it, he's done it. It's yeah. So, and also he cooks. He does all the cooking. I clean.
Right.
I'm a fantastic cleaner. I clean everything.
She
But
does all the laundry too.
and
which
laundry, I
is-
do all the laundry.
I despise. Here's the things I despise: folding laundry, which I will do, but I hate it,
Right.
and putting on pillowcases. I'll do
Well, he
everything.
can't do it. He goes, oh, I can't.
Pillowcases.
It's exhausting.
I'll build a
It's-
couch.
Yeah, he'll
before
be
I-
there for
before I
hours, for
put on a
days.
You'll do the windows, but you won't do the pillowcase.
No.
No, he just, I can't. He gets weak.
Also,
and
once I get
exhausted.
started on the clean, it's over. I have to spend
That's
the rest
good
of the
thing
day.
about him. He's very
doing it.
compulsive like that. So once I
Like-
say,
Like start like
"No,"
I do this. If I do the shower scrub down, it's like I have to get every
Yeah.
little spot
Yeah.
off it. And
He
Amy's like,
does.
"What are you using in there?" It's like some horrible smelling
because I
substance.
can't stand it. I have to have all natural.
I'm like, just
cleaning.
close me in. I don't
He's
care.
doing it.
It's got to be clean.
You hand him the apple cider vinegar.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think too, you know, that's the real reason he cooks, and I
Should've toned
don't.
it down.
And
Amy had a crusted halibut for lunch. So
I did.
what can I say?
Yep. I'll bring my cake.
Yeah, I make
And
cake.
we'll have halibut and cake.
I think
I make the cake too.
the thing with finding
I'm going to
So-
say about me now and you, because you've said Amy is full of compliments,
well,
and it's
they're
really
not
it's too much.
compliments.
Yeah, they
I
are.
think it's true.
So-
It's the truth.
Over the years, if you've known me, David, you've watched me get my physical balance with my various hip replacements over the years. Amy provides a mental balance, so that's how we compliment, I think,
Very sweet.
or at
Well,
least that's how Amy compliments me.
Well, that's very sweet. I as I was saying, it's just I wanted someone that made me laugh all the time, and you know, you want to.
This is us, by the way. I don't know if
This is
she mentioned that.
No,
Oh, I could see bits of it. Their flowers, huh?
Just a little.
Oh my
There you
god.
go.
Oh, did you both?
No.
It's an artist named Mary Russell,
It's beautiful.
who's a friend of Amy's family's, and
She
Oh, I
did
love
she
that.
did that for us.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I this took me to the when the hospital time when I had my heart healing, as I call it. And
Right.
we discussed this on your interview too, but I didn't know until then that you said it was Amy who fed you the words. I mean, Danny, I was there in the hospital ready to do my
Your
birthday party. Oh, that was like 7 years ago, right? My birthday party. And Danny says, so you're canceling your party. And I said, well, I no, I wasn't thinking of it. He says, what are you, fucking nuts?
That's right. That's
And
right.
I tell you, I have to say, you both saved me, because I probably would have had that party.
I probably would have helped you throw the party if Amy didn't say it was stupid.
You
I was like, yeah, what do you want? I'll bring some.
Yeah, some.
I'll
red
bring
meat,
some, macaroni
some
and cheese and some steak and
wine,
Right?
some ricotta.
creme brulee and ravioli.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's insane that you were going to do that. You had to take care of yourself so you can take care of everybody else.
Well, it's interesting how friends come to you at the right time if you allow it to be that way.
Yeah, and exactly. I agree with that.
And you've had a few hot flashes too in your life.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's another part of our writing. We have Amy's comedy series, Hot Flash: The Chronicles of Laura Tate, Menopausal Superhero.
Yes.
Which we've been working on getting it in front of people.
We're shopping it around.
Yeah.
And this was the first show to tackle menopause and comedically and all 34 symptoms of it. And when I started having my hot flashes, I thought, wow, this could be a superpower. This could light up the city. And so it's in various forms. We have an animation script, we have a series, we have a film. And so she's out there doing the good work, Laura Tate. I think menopause is such a misunderstood and shrouded in mystery.
And we don't have time to explain.
No, we don't. Oh, sorry.
It's like,
There's a lot.
I've
heard it all. I've heard it all already.
You have to have a good partner.
We're just going to focus on the comedy part of it now.
Because I know we have a time thing. Okay.
Well, it's hysterical. I mean, I'm so glad that, we went to one of the film festivals together, and and then how many episodes do you have of that?
We have a couple episodes, and as I said, a film, and then we were asked to write an animation pilot for it.
Yeah.
And
from one of the production companies we went to, they wanted to see an animation version.
And so is that completed yet, the animation, or?
The script is,
script
yes.
is.
The script is done, so we're just shopping that too. And then, of course, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you saw Never Rest, Amy's other brain expulsion.
It's another film that we did that.
That's the one where we climb Mount Everest.
The Mount Everest one, yes. I love that one.
So we've been running that around the festival circuit. It's a good calling card for us, I think, as a team.
I wanted to talk about what was going on, the rape of this beautiful treasure, Mount Everest, and how people just go up there and there's how much human excrement is on it?
What is it? 13 tons.
13 tons of human excrement.
Every year. Maybe not this past year.
That's why it's Mount Everest. It keeps on growing.
And, there are tons of dead people on Mount Everest that will
400 dead people.
400 that will never be, airlifted out of there. And it's just what they've done to the people there and the mountains. So anyway, again, discussed.
So it's our satirical social commentary.
Way. Yeah.
On the
it seems like your writing comes from this place of a serious place, but you bring lightness to it. You bring, like my mom would say, if you don't laugh, you'd cry.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Amy has a rule. I think whenever she comes up with something, she's like, why am I doing this? She doesn't say, why am I doing it? It's not for the joke, not for the laugh, but why am I doing it?
Yeah, there has to be an excellent reason to birth the project. Has to be worthy and of human consumption in that way, that it's going to be transformative and that you're laughing while you're going along, but it is meaningful.
Yeah. Well, your friendship is very meaningful. So Thank you.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
that.
you.
Well, if there's cake in the mail, we'll see how meaningful
Well,
it
well,
really means to you.
now wait a minute. When's your birthdays?
July 24th and July 26th.
And when is your anniversary?
September.
But the dating game, right? Or,
right.
no, that's the newlywed.
Last place.
Do you know?
Yes, I know. September 7th,
Okay, she was not saying it.
1998.
There you go.
I got it out.
So
1998.
we're coming up on 23 years.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Which is nothing, really. When eternity is the goal. But also, like, my parents are.
I
together
have
for-
markers on here for
Yeah.
each year that's gone by.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, and you just take the mirror and say, okay, it's been this long.
Yeah, it's watermarks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like tree rings. And my parents have been together for 60 something, 66, 68 years. So really 22, 23.
67.
It's a meaningless. We're just getting to know each other. It's
Well, we've been together for over 30 years. Well, 30 years this year.
just feels like
30 years this year we've been together.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. But still, again, All right, we're done. This is the end of it.
This is the end of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This
And-
was fun.
Oh, good. And happy, joyful birthday. And may your next birthday be celebrated in a world free of the pandemic. That is my wish for you.
Sounds like a PSA.
Oh my
And
God.
may your next
Oh my God.
birthday.
See, this was I was ending on such a nice and loving and hopeful, and then this happened.
You lost me on the sincerity.
Excuse me?
May your first child be a
Your
masculine child.
He doesn't know. That's from The Godfather. Forget it. Anyway, I still mean that.
Yeah,
Yes,
she does.
I do. I do like you.
I just got a free show here.
That's a lot of crap, literally.